Well, day 21 on the 21st of August at Overbury, and this is harvest log. We have finished the milling weed, which is really good news, and making a continued start about 10 days to a fortnight later, not quite a fortnight, I think it's 12 days later, with our malting barley. This is a field called Aston Big Ground East, and as you can see from the crop, it has been quite severely bashed around by the weather, resulting in quite a few heads that have been knocked so far down onto the ground that we can't actually pick them up, even with the Macdon header. They are literally on the ground. So that's a real shame, because this was looking like a really big crop of malting barley. As it looks to be on the yield monitor, it is still very good, but you just think, like, what could it have been? The bit we don't know is the quality yet. Has the malting, the germination, been affected by the delay in harvest? That's the risk. If it starts to germ in the field, then obviously it won't go through the maltings very well, having already used up its enzymes, and the starch on board has already started the kind of the germination process, which means it's no good for malting. So we need to get from 98 to 100% germination on these crops. So they are very, very weather dependent, and it's a bit of a gamble as to whether we go to cut malting barley or milling wheat. This year we have tried to get the milling wheat in first, and that, by the results we've had back, seems to have been successful. And we'll wait and see what happens with this, with the germ on this malting barley. You know, when you rub a sample out, it's a job to tell. Hasn't started sprouting or growing or anything like that. But I know that it doesn't like being out in this sort of weather, especially when it starts to get knocked down a little bit. Moisture's about 16%, so we need to dry it down to less than 14%, as it's being stored until after the 1st of a bit quick there, 1st of November. So yeah, so a little pass through the dryer, and again, we don't want to affect the germination too much, so we've got to turn the heat down on the dryer, which is fine, just trying to take a couple of % out, so that should all be okay. And then it's fingers crossed to see how the germ performs. We'll get some samples sent off, and we should know tomorrow what the plan is. But it's little areas like this that the losses will, the header losses, which is unavoidable, will start to shoot up. Anyway, I need to concentrate because it's low cutting, so yeah, tune back later on to see how we're progressing.